actually runs all the SKIBIDI toilets? What upgrades did Titan Drillman receive? Why couldn't Large Clockman stop time? Greetings, my dear viewers. The Pyramid on Air! Episode 19 was truly epic, but what about episode 20? Oh my god, guys, I'm just blown away by this episode. This is one of the best episodes that have ever been on the Dom Studio channel, and I think that the next episodes will be no less cool. At the beginning of the episode, we see that the action takes place in the same city as in the second episode. The inscription, "Help Requested, TESM Coming," which means that Titan Speakerman is already flying to the rescue. Meanwhile, the SKIBIDI toilets fill Big Ben with dynamite to blow it up. However, one of the toilets accidentally drops a metal pipe, causing a loud sound. The circular saw toilet didn't like this and started yelling at the poor toilet. But their attention was attracted by some strange sound coming from far away. The toilets turn around and see the Titan Speakerman, who is already flying to destroy them. The agents also notice the Titan Speakerman, and therefore the alarm clockman makes it clear to the large clockman that it is already possible to begin. The large clockman walks to the edge of the roof and uses his time-stopping ability. Everything around freezes, and the Titan Speakerman flies up to the large clockman, and the large clockman points to his watch, since his time is limited, and everything seemed to be going according to plan. But out of nowhere, a magnetic toilet flies out, which also has a watch clockman, and it turns on the magnetic field of its magnets, which is why the large clockman begins to feel bad. Big Speakerman wants to save his friend, and therefore uses a sound wave to pierce the head of the magnetic toilet with a knife. But it was too late, and the ability of the large clockman no longer works. Meanwhile, Titan Speakerman takes out dynamites from Big Ben, but he realizes that something is wrong. But at that moment, a rocket flies at him, which knocks him down. Titan Speakerman looks around to see who has such powerful missiles in his arsenal, and he sees SKIBIDI SCP-035, which we already saw in the leaked frames. SCP-035 lands, but its hollow is large enough to accommodate another SCP-035 toilet. I think you understand what I mean. The new type of toilets decide not to hesitate and immediately go on the attack, firing 3 missiles at the same time, which have a great destructive effect. The Alliance is worried about Speakerman because a powerful explosion has just occurred, and Big Speakerman raised his hands up in surprise, hoping that Titan is still alive. When the smoke clears, we see that the missiles did not do much damage to Titan Speakerman's. The toilets look at the Titan in surprise and are shocked that he survived such an explosion. Then they decided to go into close combat. Titan Speakerman attacks one SCP with his axe, but it defends itself with its retractable shield. In the last video, I said that this would be a retractable shield, and my theory was confirmed. A fierce battle ensued, during which Titan Speakerman cut off the mask from one of SCP-035's toilets. Bro, what's wrong with your face and why are you such a freak? I think it was the mask that made him a freak, because the mask causes the body to decay, and it will control its wearer for the rest of his life. The Alliance is surrounded by SKIBIDI toilets, and at that moment the SKIBIDI mutant presses the red button and starts the timer on the bomb. Then he starts running away with the remote control so that no one can influence the timer. Drill Woman used her mechanical arms to reach a nearby building and ran after the mutant toilet and managed to snatch the remote from him. Drill Woman presses the stop button on the timer, but instead, the time starts ticking twice as fast. It turns out that on the second button, under the sheet of paper, the inscription "Faster" was hidden. The SKIBIDI mutant attacks the Drill Woman from behind, and 2 toilets with a respiratory mask also come to his aid. It seems that Drill Woman has been pushed into a corner and that bad things will now be done to her. Meanwhile, Large Clockman looks at the timer, and with his last strength he stops time, sacrificing himself. Drill Woman takes this opportunity and blows up the pesky SKIBIDI toilets, while Titan Speakerman snatches the remaining dynamite from Big Ben and saves the Alliance. However, SCP-035 manages to grab Titan Speakerman's chains and pull him towards his lawnmower. And it seemed that the end had already come for Speakerman, but we heard some strange roar. The upgraded Titan Drillman came to the rescue, who looks like a real Giga Chad, and he is very similar to a demon. See for yourself. I will analyze his improvements in the next video, in which I will analyze this episode in more detail. The toilets try to attack him with their cannons, but they do no damage to the Titan Drillman at all. The Titan Drillman decides to finish off one of the SCPs, and he simply eats it. The second SCP toilet is shocked by this demon, but the same thing awaits him, because Titan Drillman, with the help of his chains, grabbed him and destroyed him in his grinder. Just look at his pathetic attempts to get out of the Titan's hot embrace. Oh my god. He became very strong. The frame changes, and we see the POV cameraman flushes the toilet, but his barrel is red. Meanwhile, arrives helicopter Clockman, and the leader Clockman says something to cameraman inside Big Ben. They are probably fixing Big Ben. What do you think about this? Write in the comments. Titan Speakerman shows his finger up, indicating that everything is fine, and Titan Drillman sweetly pats him on the head. The Speakerman didn't like this very much, so he flies away. But where is he going? I have several theories about this, which I will discuss in the next analysis video. We can also notice that the Titan Drillman is slightly taller than the Titan Speakerman, making him the largest Titan in the SKIBIDI toilet multiverse. From the second part of the 19th episode, we remember that the wounded SKIBIDI scientist teleported, and the Titan Speakerman failed to grab him. In reality, the SKIBIDI scientist teleported to the SKIBIDI toilet space. We see his speakers fall to the floor, and a small SKIBIDI scientist emerges. He is greeted by 2 mutant SKIBIDI guards who tell him something. However, I could not understand their speech, so if you know what they are talking about, write about it in the comments. The SKIBIDI scientist walks down a corridor with a lot of chambers where experiments are being carried out on SKIBIDI toilets. And this is a reference to the 69th episode of the original series, SKIBIDI Toilet. I will also analyze this in more detail in my next video. In some cameras, we can see the momos from episode 17, as well as the tentacles of the SKIBIDI toilet monster. Security guards enter a code on a touchpad to open the elevator door. SKIBIDI scientist goes to the first floor, and we can notice that the base of SKIBIDI toilets consists of 8 floors, and he was just on the 3rd floor. This scene reminded me of the second part of the 68th episode of the original series, where several agents went down to the bottom floor of the SKIBIDI base of the toilets. When the elevator door opens, SKIBIDI scientist comes out and stands in the center of the room, and we can notice an unfamiliar woman who reprimands SKIBIDI scientist for his constant losses.
You won't get tired of losing, old man, will you? Silence! Not that it was my idea, but you could at least try to last longer, instead of counting on your old tricks. Keep their titans busy with your horror toilets, or whatever you call them. Soon there will be no place for them to retreat or upgrade. Clocks will fall.
We will find out who this woman is in the next video. I think she's the one who runs all the toilets in SKIBIDI Scientist. From her speech, we can understand that SKIBIDI Scientist was supposed to stall for time in the battle with the Titans in the 19th episode and at least hurt them a little. She also reports that the end of the Titans will soon come and their upgrades will be powerless against her. What do you think about this? Write in the comments. This episode was truly great, but due to the fact that its duration turned out to be more than 6 minutes, I decided to divide its analysis into 2 parts. And therefore, in the next video, we will analyze this episode in more detail and in depth, and I will also tell you my theories, which will be very interesting and exciting. May the force of the pyramid be with you! Good luck!